Hi, this is Samina Sheikh here, and with me today I have Farhan Akhtar and Rahul Dholakia, who is going to talk about the success of Agni, because Sholay jaisa dhamaka kar rahi hai ye right now on Amazon. So join me as I welcome both of them only on Zoo channel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The names actually kind of are synonym. So if you see Sholay,
Yes,
it is
of
also
course.
again like in fire.
That wasn't lost on me.
Yeah, and then it's like Agni, and then again if we see the story, which is very unique, very different, and then having actors like Pratik Gandhi, then you have Divendu. How it was for you to bring this journey together?
I think no, you must
No,
answer
it
this
must.
question.
It was great making this film. It was tough, but it was good, and it was a tough film to make because of various factors. And from the first day, the story which I narrated to Farhan and Ritesh, and they've been so involved in it creatively, really spending a lot of time on the story, on the script, and then going ahead with the entire production, because this is we had to shoot the whole film in a particular time, we had to build a set for it, and with these, so it was a great experience, I think. And what was more rewarding after, we all make films, and I think more rewarding is when the audience sees it and they appreciate it, and they come up to you as and say that thank you for making this film, or the firefighters themselves watch it and they say that this is us, you've told our story, and no one has told our story. Like one of the firefighters said that we've grown up watching films in the West about firemen, and we always wonder कि हमारे बारे में क्यों नहीं बनाते कोई, and then they say this कि तुमने बनाई, so now we feel good. So I think feel good.
7 years after Raees, you have associated with Rahul, for this one.
Yeah, he takes very long.
He takes very long. Like why such long time for making movies?
I think only you can answer that. It will be impossible for me. You see, Rahul.
You see Rahul.
What am I going to say? No, I'm just really glad. I mean, to be honest, actually, I'm really glad. Whether it was Raees or now it's Agni, I'm just really glad that he feels comfortable, and he feels that Excel is his home, and that it's somewhere that he can always come, and he'll have two people, Ritesh and myself, to be very curious and very interested in what he is writing, because I have a huge amount of respect for him as a filmmaker. So I hopefully now that he doesn't take another 7 years to come back after Agni. That's all I can hope for.
Farhan, what is your core focus, as such, for the kind of movies which is produced under your banner? What do you focus more on, apart from the subject, having something concrete?
I think every film comes with its own uniqueness, so it's very difficult to say I'm looking for this kind of film or that kind of film. And that's really like kind of closing yourself off to the possibilities that exist outside that then.
Yeah.
So when you listen to something or when you read something, I think what's important is that did it make me laugh if it was meant to be a comedy? Did it move me if it's meant to be an emotional drama? Did it thrill me if it's meant to be action? And did it engage me as a story? Am I invested in the character that whose journey I'm following? I think those are the only things you have to keep your kind of mind open for, and just listen to everything with absolutely an open mind, because you never know where a good idea and a good script can come from.
Yeah. But to both of you, now that, as we talk about 7 years to now, currently, the situation of films have also changed. At one point of time in life, we would recollect and recall movies because the attention span was like that. Going by now, current situation, Instagram Reels itself has become a movie mania, in a way, or say OTT movies for that matter, and it's very easy for us to navigate to different movies. How do you kind of prefer holding attention of your audience towards your movies?
Every film has a tempo of its own, a pace of its own, and what they call like a culture of its own. So it's, I don't know, don't compete with others. You make what you want to make, and if it's well made, and if it has a story that's worth being listened to by people will remember it. Even in this crazy world where things are moving really, really fast, and like you're saying, maybe the attention span is not the same as it was 10 years ago. We still have films being made that are 3 hours plus, that are doing really well. There was so much conversation, I'm sure even you've heard it, कि यार 3 घंटे से ज़्यादा भी don't make 3 hour films, 2.5 hours is the length that you should try and achieve. if a film is engaging you and holding your attention, it doesn't matter. You know, somebody had said that a film can only be as long as it's interesting. That's what the length of a film should be. So, I don't know. I think just focus on what it is you want to make, and the rest will follow.
What about you?
I agree. I think you do what you believe in, and you do it as honestly and as creatively as you can in that, because nobody knows what works or what doesn't work. So you're not making films which you think will work. You make films which you think they should be.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You know, the thing that I feel, honestly, I mean, at least again, just from my point of view, because different people have different viewing experiences. The only thing, I'm happy to watch anything, and I'll feel good watching anything, if I see honesty and integrity of the filmmaker in it. That to me is a great thing. The minute I see design, the minute I see that somebody is trying to do something to get a reaction out of me, it's very obvious. I'm sure you felt it too.
Exactly.
You know, when that happens. So that's, I mean, those tricks of letting your craft become more important than the emotional aspect of the story, I think those are things you have to be like kind of watchful for.
Yeah. And to both of you, as we say that, you know, things are changing, even in industry, you know, in the industry you belong to, things are changing at a fast pace, you know, new norms have been involved. How do you accept that, you know, and the change, of course, you know, everyone prefers change, but it's not easy to also keep on, you know, moving forward like that. What do you accept the most, and going by how the current generation is, be it Gen Z or millennials, what kind of, you know, content you prefer catering to for them?
See, I think I like to tell stories which interest me. Now, and if we start thinking now these days, because there's a huge Gen Z population which is going to go and watch films, so you do think about addressing them in the narrative or the storytelling. Treatment might change, but content, story should be something which you believe in, because you have to. I mean, as filmmakers, we have to live with it for 2 years, 3 years. It's not something which is like a idea bola aaj aur kal khatam reel bana ke chhod diya. Because, and if we don't believe in what we are doing and we don't have that conviction, then 2 saal will be a nightmare to deal with, you know, and eventually you will come back to what you believe in. So might as well do that from the beginning.
What about you?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's like you're making a house and you decide that, you know what, I actually like the walls to be a light grey, but let me make them blue, because when guests come over, they'll really like blue walls. You know, and the furniture, let's make it printed because they'll really like it. I have to live in the house, no? So I have to really like where I'm living. So you have to make things that are good for your mind and good for you. And whoever appreciates it when they come will like it.
To both of you, what is that one thing you all have adapted as such, you know, from the current generation, which you prefer, like following even for the movie or otherwise?
I think from whatever I have learned from them, I think that they truly respect the truth. They truly respect being spoken to, not spoken down to. Like, don't treat us as kids regardless of our age. We you know, so I think those are the things that are important. That I think there was a time where there was a huge kind of divide, like a generational gap between parents and kids. I think that gap is no longer as big as it seems to be, and maybe because parents don't grow up as quickly now and kids grow up pretty quickly. I think that's kind of what's happening. So I think if you treat them as friends and you speak to them with respect, with equal respect, I think they appreciate that.
I think they like it if you're straightforward. So if you're going to try to tell them something which you're not, or if they should not be, I don't think they like that very much. So I think it's better to be honest and upfront rather than try to make up things.
Well, that's interesting. And on that note, before I let you go, I'm going to ask you this question to you, Farhan, and I'm sure you are aware about it. Dawn 3 is one in the making.
I really like how much we spoke about Agni, but
I started off with that. I started off with that, but yeah.
Agni ke success dhamaaka ke liye aaye, but
yeah, but you know, as we talk about like Dawn 3 is there, one movie, and of course, you know, the Alia Priyanka and Katrina one also. Any update on that?
No, so Dawn 3 will be starting in 2025. So I'm really looking forward to directing that.
Yeah. And are we going to see the Katrina movie as well?
Well, that we'll see. I mean, those dates need to align. I think that's really the big challenge that's happened on that front. So as and when it does, I mean, you'll know first.
What about you,
Thank you.
Rahul?
No, I'm not in Dawn 3.
No, but if you are
Don't
like,
lie.
are you going to take 7 years again to make a movie,
no,
or
no,
like
no.
it's
I'm
just?
working on something.
Acha, okay. Anything with him, if we get to hear.
We are developing something. No, nothing has been.
Okay. Thank you
Oh,
so much
thank
for
you so
allowing
much.
us,
Thank
and
you
all
so
the very
much.
best. Looking forward to do more such interviews.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.